Look at this. I've got a chicken run. Most of it's got a ceiling. This section doesn't, but the section they like more during the day does, so it's good. Did you get bug? What happened? Gonna have the best kept line in between the properties here. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be great. I love it. So, here you go, there you see it. There's bird netting over this frame. The frame is just made out of PVC pipe, a few pieces of electrical conduit that's metal. Stuff I had extra, which is always nice to just use extra for stuff. Look at this. I think that's the ground cherry. I know that one is over there. I keep hearing some creature in here. There's a pile of trash here because I can't have them eating it, so I keep tossing it through when I hang out with them. You hear it? There's some creature in here. Oh, it was a bird. They have a nest? I'm always hearing something move when I walk by, and I thought it was on the ground. Maybe they have a nest. So this was the tree that was growing up through the hedge, getting really tall. I cut and used a lot of that in replacement stairs for the front of the coop, and have not dealt with the rest. I've been seeing I've been seeing baby mourning doves around. I had to save one for the netting when I first put it up because I had like a fold in the netting, but they learned real quick. They stopped bugging with it. This is usually their favorite zone if they're allowed to go out. Well, we got in the too dark for super steady zone, so as I work my way through here, it might shake a little. It'd be nice to have a chicken tunnel go along here and up to the old coil aviary, which is now their run. I still don't understand why two different types of birds change the terminology of what's in there. Alright, a little bit wobbly for a second because we're in a really shady spot of the garden. The birds are gonna start begging to come in pretty soon. They squawk when it's too dark, but let's have a little look around. I still haven't harvested any of the groundnut. I should do that. Yeah, I don't know. Oops, I hit my elbow. Let's try this again. So there's the quail aviary that's now a chicken run with a coop inside. There's my new steps. Keep having to kind of adjust them because when they're kept at an angle, it does help them stay, but like because they're only tied on, they tend to slide down. Made a big heckin' pile of boxes. Got a new job. I feel much better. I have been working on things that need to be done. for example, kind of started on turning this into, like, instead of a fallen down retainer wall, have kind of a pathway back here. How cool would it be to, like, maybe have a gate out and then, like, decking with, like, birds underneath? There'd have to be, like, openable gates and stuff, but to have it be like a catwalk like you see by the beach kind of thing, how cool would that be? I think that would be really, really cool to be able to walk through like that. And maybe have chickens under you. I don't know what I'll do for reals, though. It's nice. It's very nice. The other thing I've been thinking about is, instead, if I were to ever want more chickens, I would put a bigger coop in this space, like a little tiny bitty shed type coop, one you could stand the whole way up in, and then I'd put a chicken tunnel down behind and along, and then they could access that. But that would be an open by hand thing, and then have like an archway over top here, or even just like a duck under it type of thing with like a stairs for them or something for them to walk up a branch, even a big honking branch for them to walk up, and then once they walk up they could go across, and then the one that's solar activated as far as coop doors goes would be like up. I could even, if it was going to be that tall, it could even be like ramped the whole way up and then have the door way high. That'd be really, really neat. And then in that case, the path to take them down to the add-on run would just be there. And since the neighbors want to have the chickens explore their garden too, I might then put a door that they could open as long as they remember to close it. Yeah, thoughts. I don't know. So as you can see, I've been working on re-digging this because it kind of backfilled, and having it with some sort of, weirdly, that tube is called drain tile. Why is it tile? I don't understand. Right here is where I need to put their egg hutch on. So this is just held on by 4 points. Well, 3. Anyways, because it just helps them feel more secure. But I'm going to take it off, have this section have the that fan for exhaust, and have like an insertable air block on that one. This part up here will have to have like a overhanging rain guard or something, but that's the design. It just folds down over. I might have to put straw in something, I don't know, but definitely want to have an egg hutch right here. Because of the arrangement, this is part of unlocking it to clean it, is to come out here and deal with this pin thing. That way it doesn't get unlatched by creatures. Having seen them coordinate to take a quail, I don't know what all they're capable of, but I don't want to find out what all more they're capable of. Turns out, redbud is really good for them to eat, so I've been kind of like encouraging the young growth to go through. And then this one was through anyways, that branch there. I put it kind of high now so that it can recover, because it was drooping down and they ate everything off it. But it's really cool. It's really, really cool that works that way. Oh, yeah, for the lifting, there's a hook right there. And there's a heavy gauge wire loop up there. And that way I know it's not going to slip down and whack me in the back while I'm working. So, unfortunately, every single rain barrel is cracked across the bottom, because when I had my broken ankle, I don't know, I probably mentioned this and showed it in a not long ago video. I feel like I did about 4 months ago, and I haven't gotten around to figuring out how to do plastic welding. Well, in waterproof plastic welding, you know, but I need some equipment for that. I've done some studying and I need some equipment. This is no longer an ephemeral pond at the moment, because the diversion from the rain barrel that brings it here is out of commission and therefore disconnected, because that wouldn't be good. So, yeah, this is behind. Maybe we'll go through up here to see the front yard again. If I were gonna put a coop in this section here eventually, if I want more chickens eventually, then I would, still working on taking all these out, because it is a collapsed retainer wall. But I'm gonna keep a couple of them and dig in so that there's stairs going up from the middle, kind of like, so you can still get down there. Gotta be real careful where you walk, because that is a big hole that doesn't have water in it. Yeah, milkweed really takes over if you plant it. But I was reading a study that they lay more eggs if swamp milkweed is planted in between sweet milkweed. And since I have so much sweet milkweed anyways, and swamp milkweed is not one that reduces the edibility of the milkweed parts, then, sorry, I'm getting a little crooked here. Then that is something I'm thinking about, maybe getting seeds for swamp milkweed. Could get them from, I know at least one park that I can get them from, so I don't know. Might just take a few seeds and bring them home. So, Book. Can they eat mullein? I should look that up, because mullein's invasive. I gotta pull it out. I think that's still in a pot in there. That grape's barely hanging on. They are starting to get slightly smarter, like if they go walk past a snake root, they don't eat it right away, but I am not convinced that they would behave up here. And besides, train. The train goes right there. And it's about to cross a road. Besides, this is very exposed. So if I was going to bring them out here to help clear this zone a little bit for like a walking path along the fence or whatever, I would need to remove the snake root, because if they're in confines, they peck at everything, and then if they eat the snake root, you can't have their eggs or their meat or anything. That's got seeds, and they are little burrs. So I'm gonna put this and its companion there in the I looked it up. These are edible chickens. What are they called? Beggars Beggar's lice. Is that weird or what? Yeah. So I will be pulling the other one on that. That train's gonna be noisy for a minute, so rather than subject you to all that, we'll see if, when the sun gets a bit low, it is the safest time from the eagle, but the chickens don't really seem to want to still be out at that point, so I don't know what to do about that, but I do think I'll go pull them and see if they will just go back to their hutch themselves, or if they need a little more guidance. But yep. All right, thanks so much for visiting the cliffside. I guess this is permaculture. It's definitely cliffside cultivation, and thanks. Take care. Bye.